Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Today, Irene and I are going to talk about interest rates. All of us have been struggling with the rising interest rates, and they could be hurting a lot of businesses, a lot of individuals, and a lot of the businesses are unable to service debt, and it also leads to slower growth rates due to the difficulty in getting access to lending and cash flow. And really, the only businesses that could benefit from the interest rates are businesses that have positive cash flow. So, for example, a business like Expedia or somebody who's taking a lot of prepayments, they could take the funds and they could then invest it in high yielding securities and sort of playing off on this positive cash flow. But for most of our businesses who don't have the positive cash flow, this isn't really a way to deal with it. But I kind of was looking at some of our small businesses is sort of suggesting some of the ways that we could deal with this higher interest rates. So, for example, we could take as many prepayments as possible so we could have set payments and sort of play it around the cash flow. A lot of the interest rates are kind of getting to higher inflation, and a lot of the workers are kind of leaving smaller businesses and trying to go into corporate, trying to get better salaries, and sort of trying to keep up with the way of living. And so for smaller businesses, we're kind of trying to look at, well, how can we attract talent? How can we keep our workers happy? And we have to be creative because we have to improve the company culture, maybe give certain perks that they can have and have the work-life balance. So for example, um, I was saying a lot of people who work for smaller businesses, maybe they could give more time to work from home, maybe have more family-friendly policies. And I wanted to go to Irene and talk more about what she's seeing in her world with regards to, with high interest rates.
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of our club business clients rather, their projects are delayed because whether it was going to be a real estate development project that they were planning on starting, that may be something that's adjacent to their main business. It may be something that they just decided to invest in, but that's where we're seeing the biggest stalling right now. Uh, there is, for example, there were funds earmarked for certain projects, and now cost of acquisition, cost of development and building is just too high because of the interest rates that they would have to obtain. But those funds are already earmarked for that specific project. So those funds may be sitting, whether it's in an escrow account or in a specified account. So one of the things that we're doing is exploring ideas on how do we make the project scope more broad for the purposes of utilizing those funds for something else down the line. And that's something that we're looking into, seeing the changes right now. Obviously that comes with risk, and obviously that comes with contracting around it, but that's really just a really interesting idea of what we're seeing. Also, a lot of our businesses, let's say hospitality, as an example, not just in real estate development and hospitality, when a business owner looks to open a new location, they may be depending on a line of credit in order to do so on a certain bank loan, whether it's going to be directly from the bank or they're going to be coming in with an investor. Those rates now are significantly higher than likely what they budgeted for. So we are constantly shifting that budget and seeing, do they need new investors? If they need new investors, they may need to revise their documents. So there's been quite a big shift in the way that this is perceived, and the way that new projects are handled on a day-to-day basis, because we've been really checking in from a budgeting perspective almost daily as the rates are increasing and new partners come in. So definitely something to consider, definitely very interesting in the current economy and the market, to see where this is going to go, and also becoming more creative as the situation develops throughout. Of course, if there's any questions on this or anything that Jane and I could help to explore and brainstorm together, if any of the projects that you're working on may be stalled because of this, we've developed some really interesting ideas and strategies of what may be an alternative to really keep that project still going and on track. So always feel free to email or call us. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.